Welcome to a live demo on domain monitoring and protection. My name is Matthew Schnarr, and I'll be walking you through our presentation today. Before we jump in, I'd like to tell you a little bit about ZeroFOX. First off, ZeroFOX, we've been in business for over 7 years, and our specialty is around protecting businesses and protecting your digital presence. ZeroFOX specializes in digital risk protection, and we're here to take a look at how ZeroFOX focuses on domain monitoring and protection. So first off, let's talk a little bit about what ZeroFOX does and why we do it. So first off, ZeroFOX is all about identifying risks to your organization across all the different digital channels that exist across the social, across the surface web, the deep web, and the dark web. On top of that, ZeroFOX is going to make sure that we protect your organization by identifying these threats that are out there in real time and bringing these back for your review as fast as possible. But what's key about what ZeroFOX does is all around remediation. Something that I once heard was that it's actually not that hard to find problems on all these different digital channels. Really, I could go to Google and start doing some searches. But the value here is once we find these problems, what are we going to do with it? And that's really where ZeroFOX excels. This is where ZeroFOX is going to be able to offer you tools to help solve the problems that are found, whether it's around locking an account, blocking information, or having a takedown issued with multiple different organizations and platforms that are out there. Many times people come to me and they say, Matthew, really, where does ZeroFOX focus on? What do you cover? What do you do? And what we've got on screen right now is a really great cross-section of the various different areas that ZeroFOX focuses on. You'll see things ranging from social media to the dark web to domain registrars, which is what we're talking about today, to mobile app stores, to marketplaces, code sharing, and so on. When we look at the risks that exist outside of our digital perimeter, there's a lot of different risks that a lot of people don't really think about. And we can see a really good cross-section of some of those risks on screen right now, ranging from accounts that are getting taken over, like a Facebook account, to customer scams trying to lure your customers into clicking a link to do something bad, such as giving up PII or potentially information about themselves or money, ranging all the way through to just basic situational awareness about what's happening around your organization on a digital perspective. Now, as we focus more on domain-based attacks, you'll see that today, domain-based attacks are really starting to increase. As of just last year, domain-based attacks were more like a footnote to our customers. But within just a year, domain-based attacks have become the third largest attack surface impacting our customers, second only to threats coming from Twitter and Facebook. An even more interesting statistic is that ZeroFOX is processing on average 4.8 takedowns per customer per month. That is an extraordinarily large number of takedowns that we are issuing. Just as a statistic, ZeroFOX issues over 200,000 takedowns every single quarter, and we are currently tracking at over 96% success rate. This is a statistic that is unheard of in the industry. Now let's take a little bit of a deep dive as to what hackers, what malicious users will do and why they will purchase domains and use these domains to target organizations like your own. So what we normally see happen is an attacker, malicious individual will go out there and they'll purchase a lookalike domain to a domain that looks just like your brand. They will then build that site, they will make it look legitimate, and then they will take that domain and they will start to spread information about that domain and try to lure people to the site that's been created behind that domain. And we will see people, these individuals, will try and share that information across multiple different digital channels. We'll see it being shared through email, on social, and many other digital platforms that are out there. Literally, if there's a platform that's out there that people are accessing, our adversaries are going to use that to target your brand, your customers, your employees, and more importantly, your organization. So with that, once they've shared this URL, they're trying to collect information such as PII or credentials or other information about your customers or your employees. They will then monetize that usually by attempting to sell this information either on the dark web or their attempt to ransom your organization and attempt to sell this information back to you. And at the end, once this becomes public knowledge, we now have a damaged brand that's impacting customer loyalty, and a single domain that's been registered with a lookalike website that probably cost maybe $100 to set up and deploy has cost a massive brand damage to your organization that's going to result in loss of revenue. Now let's talk a little bit about what ZeroFOX will do to help protect your organization in this scenario. So first off, ZeroFOX offers a proactive registration process, which means for all of our customers, we will go out and identify all possible different types of domains that could be registered that could look like your brand, just like your organization. So we will identify these domains and we will register these domains on your behalf. In the scenario where our customers choose not to go for proactive defense, we are also able to provide real-time monitoring to make sure any new domains that are getting registered are quickly identified and then immediately requested to have that domain deregistered. On top of this, as malicious links are being passed around and shared on various different digital platforms, ZeroFOX will be able to identify those malicious links and again issue takedowns to have those references back to this malicious domain completely removed. ZeroFOX is also going to monitor places like the dark web for you to see if there's any information about the information that may be stolen as part of this scam, as part of the phishing campaign that's been stood up behind this domain. The ultimate piece here is that ZeroFOX will be able to help protect your ZeroFOX will be able to help protect your brand reputation, and the most important piece is we will help to keep the relationship you've built with your customers intact. How do we do this? It's about finding the domains that someone could use against you and purchasing them on your behalf. If there are domains that get registered, we will find those and shut those down. If these domains are being passed around, i.e. phishing links, we're going to find those phishing links and have that content removed as well. And then should worse come to worse, if there's information that someone is trying to sell on various nefarious channels, we will find those and we will also shut those down for you. So with that brings us to ZeroFOX's domain monitoring, protection, and registration. ZeroFOX is going to help you find any instance of any URL or any domain or any website that's been stood up that looks like your organization or is being used to target your customers, your employees, your business partners, and more importantly, your organization. And then across the board, ZeroFOX offers full remediation. This goes from the ability to identify the problem to the ability to issue takedowns and clean up these issues on your behalf. And for many of our customers, they're very interested in leveraging our proactive registration process. This is where ZeroFOX, as I mentioned, will go out, will find and identify any possible domains that could be used against you, and will purchase them on your behalf so that these domains can't be used to target you in the future. So with that in mind, let's jump right into a demo and see ZeroFOX's domain monitoring, protection, and remediation live in the platform. So we're going to start our demo by looking at the main landing page of the ZeroFOX dashboard. Before we really jump into things, let's just get a couple things set up right up front. First off, ZeroFOX is a fully SaaS-based solution, which means there's nothing that needs to be deployed within your environment. On top of this, it's going to mean that we can get your organization stood up and protected across all the different digital channels that are out there in a mere matter of hours. Now, for those of you who are looking at the screen right now, you'll notice there's a lot of reference to things such as Stark Industries. ZeroFOX has built this entire demo off of the fictitious world of Marvel and the Avengers. If you've ever seen any of those movies or read any of the comics or watched any of the TV shows, this is going to look incredibly familiar to you. Now, let's start by taking a look at what the dashboard is helping you to understand. The key point of this dashboard is to help you understand the different risks that your organization faces across all these different digital channels, domains being one of them. You can see here across the top that ZeroFOX has analyzed over 10 million posts looking for things like fraud, scams, and piracy. You'll also notice that ZeroFOX has analyzed over 4 million accounts looking for things like impersonations of your brand and of your people. You'll also notice that ZeroFOX has analyzed every single link that's been posted in and around the brand and people of your organization. This is where we start to bring to bear the power of our domain protection capability. And last but not least, ZeroFOX has analyzed over 600,000 images. ZeroFOX is unique in this industry where ZeroFOX focuses on the ability to analyze multiple different media modality types. ZeroFOX is also going to bring multiple different technologies to bear to help analyze these different modality types. These can range from computer vision to feature detection. Now, if we look at the screen in general, this is where we're trying to help you find all the different risks that are present to your organization. We'll highlight important alerts that you need to immediately investigate, and we'll help you to understand where the biggest threats facing your organization are. A lot of people will sometimes be surprised that it's not necessarily your brand that is the most targeted. It could also be your people. So with that, let's see ZeroFOX in action. So with that, I'm going to flip over to our alert view. This is where your employees will spend most of their time interacting with ZeroFOX. This is where anything that is relevant and important to your organization will be quickly and efficiently presented to your people. Across the left-hand side, you'll see all the different alerts that have been presented by ZeroFOX. And on the right-hand side is where you'll start to see a lot of the metadata that's associated with these different alerts. So with that, I have pre-selected an example that focuses heavily on domain monitoring. Let's take a look at this. So as I flip over, you'll see right across the top, we have identified a suspicious domain that matches a full string. You'll also see that it's called a live alert. This means that ZeroFOX has found a website that looks very similar to the brand of Stark Industries, and it's got live content on it. It's not a parked page, it's not blank, it's got live branding that looks like Stark Industries. Part of the way this works, should we have the privilege of earning your business, is we would ask you for all the domains that you currently own. We then put that information into our system, and then we start automatically looking for any new domains that are registered and then any domains that have content on those websites. In this case, you can see that we found a website called starkindustries.ca, and this is the domain that is been registered and is not currently owned by Stark Industries. What does ZeroFOX do about this though? First off, we'll show you all the relevant DNS information associated with this. And what you'll notice is that we actually have an MX record here, which could suggest that this domain is also going to be used as part of some email phishing campaign as well. We'll provide all relevant WHOIS information, and we'll also capture a screenshot of what's on the other end if you were to hit www.starkindustries.ca. What's interesting here is that this is where you can see ZeroFOX's unique computer vision coming to bear. OCR, or optical character recognition, is just one of the many capabilities of ZeroFOX's computer vision. In this case, you can see the red box puts a big square or rectangle around the word Stark Industries, and you can see the text that ZeroFOX has extracted from this image, and you can see that we're 99% confident that we've captured this correctly, and it says Stark Industries Incorporated. This is incredibly powerful because a lot of times our adversaries are realizing that there are a lot of good text-based analysis tools out there. And so what they're doing is they're starting to embed their attacks, their scams, or just the websites that they're building inside images to try and circumnavigate detection. ZeroFOX has predicted this, and we're leading the pack with unique computer vision technologies to help your organization find these threats. Now, it's one thing that ZeroFOX found this problem, but what are we going to do about it for you? You'll notice at across the bottom, you'll see a link or a button that says Request Takedown. If you wish to have this domain completely deregistered, to have this website shut down, all you have to do is click Request Takedown. That's it. No other action is required on your part. ZeroFOX will automatically package up the details of this alert, collect all the salient information, and automatically push this off to the relevant domain registrar to have this domain shut down. It's that simple. No other work is required on your part. When I talk to a lot of our customers, they express pain and frustration about how they were trying to issue takedowns for domains before. I was hearing our customers telling us that before ZeroFOX, it was taking weeks, if not months, to get domains deregistered, and in many cases, they were just not successful. I'll remind you, ZeroFOX on average issues over 200,000 takedowns every quarter, and we are very proud of our high statistics, 96% success rates at being able to shut down threats facing our customers. So we've taken a look at a domain, an alert focused on domains within ZeroFOX. Let me show you a little bit about how the policy engine or the rule engine behind this works. So with that, I'm going to flip over to our policy page. The policies page is where we're able to create unique sets of rules that allow us to specifically target the threats that are facing our customers. Yes, we have over 200 out-of-the-box rules targeting on the majority or the sort of the standard threats that are out there, but we also give our customers full flexibility to be able to write whatever rule they'd like, which means if there is a threat out there and ZeroFOX has access to that content, we can write a rule to find it and alert you to it, and then of course give you the tools to shut this down. Now what you'll see is across the left-hand side is a series of the policies that ship out of the box, ranging from brand policies to executive protection policies, and more importantly, web domain policies. All of our policies are built of these, what we call a rule group, and you can see those in the center of the screen. I've specifically pulled out the domain security section or domain security rule group. In this case, you could see a number of out-of-the-box rules, all designed around trying to help find new domains that are getting registered and new websites that are being stood up that might include things that are relevant and important to your organization. Let's take a look at one of these rules. So for example, let's take a look at a full string match live alert, just like the alert that was generated around Stark Industries and starkindustries.ca. So when I open the alert, we get some metadata that we get to configure just so that we know what we're looking at if another employee were to come and take a look at this rule. But when I click on advanced, that's where we actually get to set up the main configuration of this rule. What's interesting here is you'll see that ZeroFOX is not only able to look at TLDs, top level domains, we're also able to provide full subdomain monitoring using certificate transparency logs. ZeroFOX can also choose to alert or not alert if there is an MX record present in the DNS records. We can also start to alert on things that might look like a parked page or not, and we even give you the flexibility to be able to choose what terms represent a parked page to your organization. We also can look for things that might not be relevant to your organization. Maybe there's another business out there that might have a similar name to yours and you don't care or might not be interested in domains and websites that are getting stood up and registered in that organization's name. So we allow you to quite quickly and easily disregard information that's not relevant to your organization. It's all about reducing false positives. And last but not least, we're going to give you the ability to put in what we call important terms. This is where ZeroFOX will look for specific terms through the use of optical character recognition to see if any of these terms are present on a website. So for example, if you're looking for a website that looks like your organization, that contains your brand elements, but you also want to find a site that includes a login prompt, you can easily put some key terms in here to be able to find that login prompt. Now, again, it's one thing to be able to find problems and to be able to identify these domains as they're getting registered. But ZeroFOX can also automatically issue the takedown and not even require you to click that request takedown button. I know it already is easy to just click request takedown and we'll already kick off that process, but we can make it even quicker. What I can do is I can say, when this alert triggers, I'd like to immediately request a takedown. And of course, I'll also like to notify you that we're doing this and of course, keep you up to date on all the actions and all the steps that we're taking as we're issuing the takedown with the various different registrars that are out there. Just a quick reminder, the ZeroFOX platform has one of the largest and broadest coverage of data sources out there. We're covering places ranging from social media to the deep web to code sharing sites, domain registrations, and so on. And what ZeroFOX does is we'll take all this data, we bring it into our platform in as fast as possible, in real time as possible. We analyze that using custom rules, policies, and advanced artificial intelligence. We'll provide you with full details as to what we found, when we found it, and how we found it. And then we give you tools to clean this up. From takedowns, this can range from integration into places like your threat intelligence platform or your SIM platform. And more importantly, across the board, you will have the power and the backup of ZeroFOX's on-watch managed service, which is going to help your team couple with human analysts to help you understand the threats that are being presented to your organization. Thanks very much for joining us today. My name is Matthew Schnarr.